Hi guys, welcome back to this week's Friday Facts. This is the second time I'm filming this video because I'm an idiot and I forgot to flip the viewfinder thingy, or not viewfinder, but the screen thing around on my iPhone. So I just basically recorded my wall. So I'm going to refilm this video and hopefully I remember everything that I was supposed to say from the first video. So here we go again. So yeah, this week's Friday Facts is going to be about good treats and stuff to give your rats. This was a requested video, so I bumped that up the list of things that I wanted to talk about. If you guys ever have any requests, just leave them in the comment section below, and I'll definitely get to them as soon as I can. So yeah, let's jump into it. One of the biggest things for treats for your rats that you can do, and I haven't met a rat yet that didn't like it, is any kind of fresh fruits and vegetables. You want to steer clear of any kind of canned fresh fruits or canned fruits and vegetables, because it's got all the preservatives and all that junk, and it just sits around in cans for God knows how long. So I try and get as fresh as possible or frozen. My local grocery store, actually where I work, we carry bags of mixed vegetables already mixed together. That's usually what I buy, and I just thaw like a handful at a time as I need it, and just keep it in my freezer. The mix that I use actually has hopefully I remember everything. It has green beans, peas, lima beans, carrots, corn, and I think that might be it. But yeah, it's great for the rats. I just thaw a small handful at a time as I need it. Same goes for fruit. I try and get fresh fruit whenever I can, but it's so expensive. So again, my local grocery store actually sells bags of mixed fruit, frozen fruit. Some of it's like mixed berries, so you get like strawberries and blueberries and raspberries, I think is usually what's in there. Or you can buy like mixed melon or just mixed fruit in general. So that's usually what I do for fruit, and I'll buy it and I'll thaw it out like the day before or whatever in the fridge, and I'll give that to them. I try and keep it as fresh as possible, though. I try to steer clear of any kind of canned stuff because there's usually all kinds of junk in there anyway. So, a lot of fresh stuff that, especially vegetables that rats like, is like corn, corn on the cob. Oh man, you ever want a good time this summer when corn on the cob's out a lot and pretty cheap? Buy some of that, you cook up an ear of the corn and throw it in your rat's cage. Oh man, it's funny. They will go crazy over that cob and they will fight over it. Maybe once we do our first corn on the cob this summer, I'll post a video on here. It's great. A lot of times they'll fight over it, but it's funny to watch. So yeah, that's a good one. Any kind of like peas, corn, green beans, anything that you can get, pretty much. Sweet potatoes, man, my girls love sweet potatoes. And for fruit, things like bananas are usually a huge hit everywhere. Just try and get as fresh as possible. And if you can't get fresh or frozen, another good option is dried fruit. My local store does sell that. A lot of trail mixes have dehydrated fruit in it, dried fruit. Yeah, I think my Walmart was selling even dehydrated vegetables, like snap peas and stuff. So check out the health food section, or if you have a health food store, that'd be great. You're going to have all kinds of selection that I don't have around here. But any kind of fresh fruits and vegetables, frozen fruits and vegetables, dried fruits and vegetables, anything like that's a great, great treat for your rat. You hear a lot of people talk about, if you're familiar in the rat community, about the Subies mix, which is basically a mix of like nuts and grains and things like that you can feed your rat. A lot of people do this as a staple diet, and I used to for a while, but it's really expensive, and I'm still not 100% convinced that it was totally nutritious because I couldn't always get all the ingredients, so I was always afraid that my rats would be missing out on something important in their diet. So I kind of just started on a lab block, which is the one I started using, like Oxbow, and the other one that I can't think of right now, Harlan Tech, are the two that I've used mostly. So I kind of make my own little mix still at home and just feed that in addition to their normal food. I give it to them maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So I'm just going to read off a list and explain a few things of some of the stuff that I've used in this mix at home. I don't always use everything. Usually I just pick up a few different things, mix them together. But here's a list of like a lot of the stuff that I've used. Um, Steel cut oats. Now this is basically oatmeal. You want to steer clear of the um, prepackaged. My brain is not working today, guys. Sorry. Um, like prepackaged oatmeal because a lot of times it has dried milk in it, and you just I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I hate milk, but yeah. Steer clear of any kind of that preservative type stuff in it. The steel cut oats is basically just steel cut rolled oatmeal. There's no junk in it. So that's usually what I buy. And you can buy it just in the big tubs. It's not really any more expensive than the normal oatmeal. Puffed rice and puffed wheat. I had a little bit of trouble finding this at first because my store is set up really weird. But this will probably be found either with the oatmeal or with the cereal. And in my store, those are two separate, completely separate aisles. And I don't know why, but they set things up really dumb. But yeah, the puffed wheat and the puffed rice, I did manage to finally find. I think I had to get some of it at Walmart, though. So yeah, but both of those are good options. Also, pumpkin seeds and soy nuts. And it's the soy nuts that I can never seem to find, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. Or, I don't have any health food stores around me anywhere close, so I've never really gotten a chance to really look for these things. I don't even know what they look like, to be honest with you. But they're really good for your rats if you can get them unsalted. So yeah, that's another thing that you can add to your mix. Or flaxseed is another one that I've just recently gotten big on. You can buy the whole seeds, or you can buy already milled, which means it's ground up. I buy the one that's already ground up because I don't have a coffee grinder to do it at home. But flaxseed I've heard is really, really good for you, and it's also really good for your rats. So I sprinkle a little bit of that on their mix every 2 or 3 days maybe. Another good option is banana nut Cheerios, because you got the Cheerios, which all rats love Cheerios. I'm convinced every single one on the planet will love a Cheerio. It's got the dry banana chips in it, and it's got a little bit of nuts in it. So you kind of cover a couple bases there with that one. Raisin Bran's another one that kind of you cover a couple different, things. You get the dried raisins, and you get the bran cereal. Another one is granola. I love granola personally. I love to mix it with yogurt. So I'll mix a little bit of that in with their mix and give that to them. And a lot of them have different kinds of dried fruit already mixed in together. Also, yogurt, like I just mentioned, I like to eat it with yogurt, granola with yogurt. So yeah, sometimes I'll go ahead and mix a little bit of that up for them in a bowl and put it in their cage. Uncooked pasta. I love to give my rats uncooked pasta, especially the little spirally ones. I don't know what they're called. Maybe they're actually called spiral. I don't know. But yeah. The funny thing is, if you have several rats, like 4 or 5 rats at least, and you give them dried pasta or uncooked pasta, and they eat it, it's gonna sound like rain on a tin roof. It's bizarre, but it's kind of cool. But it's really loud, so fair warning on that. But yeah, pasta. You can cook the pasta too. I give it to them raw most of the time. Not raw, uncooked. Trail mix is another one, but this one you got to be careful of because of the nuts. Like I said, you don't want to give them a lot of nuts at one time because nuts can be a little bit fattening. So if I do use a trail mix, I use just a small handful and mix it with something else. But it is good. I mean, I do usually keep some on me at all times to mix up in their mix, but it is kind of expensive too. So, but there usually is a lot of dried fruit mixed in with it, so that can kind of cut that out a little bit for you too. Plain popcorn is another one. I've been guilty of giving them popcorn with butter and salt, which is probably not good, but it's maybe once or twice a year, if that. So it's very, very rare. But if you're going to give it to your rats more often, I would get the plain unsalted kind, because it is a little bit better for them. Like I mentioned, organic yogurt. I think that pretty much covers it. Pretty much any kind of people food you can give your rats. Use your brain on this. I mean, don't give them anything that's too spicy. Mexican food would be out. A lot of Italian food would be out. Pretty much anything plain. Applesauce, a little bit of bread. just use your brain. If you think it's safe for your rats, there's a good chance it is. If you don't know, you can always jump on a forum somewhere and ask someone. But basically just fresh stuff, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, stuff like that, grains, anything like that is a really great treat for your rats. And it's so much more healthy than buying like those yogis or whatever they are, because those are basically just pure sugar. Um, so yeah, pretty much I just give them whatever I happen to have around the house. Granola, yogurt, fruits, vegetables. If my mom makes a stir fry, I'll throw some vegetables from the stir fry in there. Um, just whatever. I mean, you don't have to be too picky about everything. Just use your brain, like I said. If you think it might not be good, just don't give it to them. Give them something else. Steer clear of meat, because meat's pretty high in protein. Although sometimes around Easter, I'll give them a hard boiled egg, an Easter egg. I didn't do it this year because we didn't do any eggs this year, but yeah, throw an Easter egg in there, a cooked hard boiled egg, and leave the shell on because it's funny to watch them. They go nuts trying to crack open a hard boiled egg. Maybe I'll make a video of that one day. Um, so yeah, that's a good option. Again, eggs are higher in protein, so kind of steer clear of that. Most of the time, a little treat every now and then is fine. I wouldn't give it to them like every week or anything. Um, so yeah, I think that pretty much about covers most of the treats that I give my rats. So if any of you guys have any other good treats, healthy treats that you give your rats, leave it in the comment section. Also, if you guys have any video requests or anything like that, or any questions, you can leave that in the comment section and I'll get back to you, usually pretty much right away. Although for some reason YouTube's been giving me trouble. I'm having trouble responding to people's comments, so if I don't respond, don't take it personally. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Um, so yeah, I don't know if it's my computer or if it's YouTube, but hopefully I can figure it out soon. Also, my blog is listed in the description box below, and all my social media networks like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. So if you guys want to follow me there, feel free to do so. Um, I don't really have much of a following right now. You guys know I don't have very many subscribers yet, but I'd love to talk to you guys. So yeah, definitely send me a message or whatever. If you guys have anything else, any questions, whatever, leave them below. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you guys with another video on Tuesday. Bye, guys.